Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel, and this week I'm uploading daily videos covering a range of topics. And today's topic is pretty interesting. It's about publishers. I don't have a lot of experience with publishers. Right now I have a publisher for the game I'm working on, Residual. I talked to various publishers last year for Gunslugs 3, and I have worked with and for publishers in the past. So I do have some experience with it, and I can tell you some interesting stuff. And I'm pretty sure my publisher is watching. Don't worry, sticking to the NDA, not gonna tell anything. No, not anything. See you after the intro. Alright, so let's clear up the first thing. Not all games need a publisher. Seriously, if you're just creating silly little games in your after hours or whatever, you probably don't need a publisher. You can even release the game for free. You don't need a publisher for that. Not all games need a publisher. Let's just say you have your mindset on using a publisher for whatever reasons. Which publisher should you be avoiding? And I did a video on this some years ago. Two kinds of publishers, and one is actually a publisher. I'll get to that in a bit. The other one is more of a distributor. He'll gladly take your game, and they will take a bunch of games and they'll promote it, cross-promote it, send some emails to the press, talk about it on social media, and they'll take a percentage of the sales. And that's about it. And those are distributors and not really publishers. They're not really investing in your game. They're just doing the work that you probably don't want to do yourself. Mailing the press, which is like literally a couple of minutes work. Posting on social media, again, a few minutes work. Although you should be doing that from the start of your game, but we talked about that. Pretty much these distributors, if you really hate doing business and hate doing all that other stuff, go with one of these guys if you like, but I wouldn't do it because it's just gonna cost you a hefty percentage of a very tiny sum of money. So what should a publisher be doing for you or with you? First of all, he should be willing to invest in you, in the game, in your time, in you. There should be an investment from the publisher's side. It doesn't matter if it's either a big sum of money or just a lot of their time and resources they already have, but something has to come your way in order for it to be an actual partnership. Besides that, they should also be handling most of the releasing and marketing part of the game development. Game development is one thing, and then releasing it and actually seeing the game make money, that's where a publisher should actually shine and do their job. And that doesn't mean they're just gonna write an email and send it out to a bunch of press people and that's it, or maybe post on social media and that's it. They should be doing more. They should be making contacts with marketing people, press people, streamers, possibly making contacts at platforms. If you're gonna release on all these consoles, perhaps they have contacts at those consoles. If not, they should be working on that. Perhaps some contacts at Steam or Epic Game Store, whatever. They should be doing all that stuff that you as a developer don't have time for. And even if you had time for it, you probably wouldn't want to do it. So let's talk a little bit about contracts with a publisher. I can't go into any specifics, any details, whatever, but I can give you some pointers and ideas and things to think about when you're going into agreements or when you go into talks with a publisher. First thing, a publisher agreement will most likely try to recoup their investment at 100% or 80 or 90% as fast as possible, which is great. You can go for that, but do remember that maybe you have been working on this game for some time before you step towards a publisher. That has been an investment on your end. Maybe you've bought a bunch of assets, resources, music, graphics from freelancers. So it's slightly unfair if one partner gets to recoup everything, all their investment first, and then the other partner will split in everything else that's coming in. You invested in your game as well. Try to find a balance, something that both parties agree on recouping your investment and their investment, and preferably that's at a fair and agreeable rate for both parties. In the end, when it comes to a contract, there's one thing you should base your decision on signing. Are you okay with this contract in the worst case scenario? Let's say your publisher is gonna do a bunch of stuff, it's gonna pay you a little bit of money or not, but you're gonna recoup much more than whatever. All these things are okay and fine, but at the end, let's say the worst case scenario is the publisher is not as good at its job as you think the publisher is. Are you still okay with the agreement? Are you still walking away with a good feeling? Are you still making money on the game? Are you not in debt in any way? Are you still able to continue and survive as a developer and start your next project, and hopefully that will do a lot better? Are you okay with the worst case scenario? That's really something you have to think about before you sign the agreement. So are you okay with the worst case scenario is my best tip on signing an agreement or contract with a publisher. Make sure that whatever happens, the worst case scenario, you still walk away with a good feeling. All right, it's getting dark in my studio, so final words. For me, it is very important that I feel good with the agreement, and the publisher should actually complete you in a non-romantic way. Whatever you're good at, you should be able to do that and act on that. And whatever you're not good at, the publisher should step up and pretty much do all that stuff that you can't or don't want to or don't have the time for or are just not good at it. If you need help with stuff, the publisher should be able to provide you with that help. If you need more assets, more music, if you need a second opinion on certain game design stuff, the publisher should have somebody for you to help you with all that. So in the end, you just need to feel good with everything. You need to feel okay with the contract and agreement, even in the worst case scenario, but you also need to feel comfortable and good with the people behind the publisher. If there's no synergy between that, like last year, I talked to a couple of publishers, one of them for Gunslugs, Rogue Tactics. Great guys, and I've been working with them for many years, and I still work with them on other stuff, but not on that game. It just, for me, didn't feel right. Their way of working didn't really feel to match with my way of working. No hard feelings. I love them, I love the guys, I love what they're doing, and I think some of them are still watching the channel. That's pretty much how I get my subscribers. I talk to a lot of companies, and then hopefully they'll subscribe to the channel. Have you subscribed to the channel? Anyway, that's it for this week's video. I hope this was a bit informative. I can't really go into any details of any contract. Every game is different, every publisher is different, every developer is different. These are just some tips that hopefully will help you if you're gonna go and look for a publisher. So that's it for today's video. See you tomorrow with the final topic. Most requested topic was how to manage scope in game development and how to make sure your code doesn't turn into spaghetti. So let's see if we can create a video for that tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.